Let's call the meeting to order. This is a little work session that we usually have, the agenda. First thing up is the annexation Northeast 142nd and 13221 Northeast 14th. Mr. Stevens.
As far as Keith's place, there's no change there as far as from last time. Still working with Polk County on it. I'll let everybody know when something happens.
Is there anything that we have to do on that deal?
Well, they gotta sign off first. He's working with Jill right now. Trying to figure out all the paperwork there, county, is it Jill? I don't even know if Jill is. Is it Jill?
What's in here? Cleaning solution or something?
Oh, Joe, okay.
Trying to find the paperwork back where it was originally
I don't know.
blocked out with the other
Probably.
lots.
The 8 lots on 134.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever was.
Yeah, it's pinned out. He's got paperwork for it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Because I thought we only annexed that property on 134th, and we let that be.
We did 9 lots, but we annexed in 8 with the assumption when he sold that other one that we'd annex it in. But when he did have a buyer for it, there was conflict about it for some reason. And he walked out and nothing was ever done about it. We just left it lay.
But that probably is nothing that, I wouldn't think that would be something, that would be a whole new realm.
That's what he's trying to find out.
Yeah, that would be a whole new thing. That's years ago.
Well, just a few years, that's been less than 10.
But usually all that stuff is a 1-year deal, and then.
Well, that's what he's trying to find out.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Then as far as the drainage behind there, I talked to him about going in there and doing some exploratory work, trying to find out where the plug's at. He talked about if we do, we have to reimburse the farmer with, for the crops that we ruin. I told him we'd probably be able to do it in the waterways, or we wouldn't have to come across any crops. But he never did say yes, or he didn't say no, so, and I was kind of walking out the door when we talked, and I didn't go any farther with it. So I need to get in touch with him this week. I've been dealing with my mother-in-law. She had a stroke a few weeks ago and been dealing with it, so I kind of put stuff on the side burner for a little bit, but I'll get back at it and get things going.
I did talk to Brian Hiley in that regard, and he basically said, well, our conversation got interrupted. He was working with some chemicals, but so I let him know that I was heading on vacation when he could call me back and whatnot, but I mean, he didn't sound opposed to doing something, but I haven't gotten us any specifics or yes, let's go ahead and do this, or no. But I think it'd be a decent deal just working with Brian, because he's a farmer that runs the ground.
Yeah.
Go in there, figure out what we're looking at. He can fix his tile at the same time because he knows it's an issue. If he wants to fix it, that's up to him. But we can also, while they're in there, we can televise it. Then we know what's going on and where it's going on. That's the easiest solution. I mean, we're looking at between $900 and $1,400. It is our cost there. But we would be working on, we would have to have the permission, because we'd be going from the private land to the public right of way to find where it is on the right of way. So.
But Keith never shut it down, so he was just worried more of the crops that we might ruin, but I think we can do it all in the grass area, don't you think, Scott? Because the whole problem I see where we have is get something stuck back there, maybe.
Yeah,
It's just a mess back
here.
there.
We
You know,
have,
so,
but I have to wait.
I mean, I'll talk to Keith this week, and if we can, if you said okay with it, then I'll get with Logan and we'll see if we get something going. Because something that gotta be done, we gotta find where it's clogged up and get it at least running anyway.
I think there's probably a way you can get up around it on the west side.
On the west side, okay.
Excuse me, the east side.
East side. 'Cause I know it's just down in your area, it's just like a pond down there almost, but. So that's where I'm at with that.
It's coming out of the road worse than it ever did.
Well, it's kind of bubbling there by the
It's coming out of that
Correct.
right away, worse than it ever did.
Yeah, I seen that today, so. I'll get more involved in it. Sorry to put everything on hold for a little bit, but.
But when it bubbles here, isn't the clog downstream?
I can't answer that, Barry, I'm not a water
I
guy.
don't, I can't understand it either, I got the same thing in my backyard. There's never been water back there, and my gosh, I was gonna pour some bleach back there to kill the bugs. You know, but it's, I don't know whether it's broken or plugged or what.
Did
you
it
know,
come,
but
did it come back in your yard, Bob?
Huh?
Did it come back
No,
in
it
your
hasn't
yard?
come back in the
It's
yard.
still in behind.
It's still behind.
Just a lot of water runs behind.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk, he's gonna know, you walk back there and there's just bugs galore and
Oh,
infestation.
You mow back there, the gnats, you almost gotta put
Yeah.
Terrible.
a screen on just so you ain't breathing them in your mouth.
And you can buy, those pellets and throw back in that standing water that we should probably.
You know, maybe we could buy some of that just to do that. I mean, it would help out, especially down in
Just
his
something.
area, because that's where a lot of standing water is down
Well,
there.
you know, behind us.
Yeah. But that flows though. If you throw grass in there, it runs out.
There's power.
Yeah, I know, I get you.
You see
It'd
it.
be all through there.
But it'd be nice to just throw a handful of that stuff in there to do that. Let's look at that.
Yeah.
But I'll get back on it. I'll get things figured out so we can get something going on.
Okay. Any other questions, council? Seeing none or hearing none, the 25-26 stormwater project, third, fourth, fifth, and 141st place, V&K Engineering.
Email today, let me see.
Got an email here, it says, Bill was on site this afternoon and met with Perfect Cut. When they arrived at approximately 4 p.m., Bill said he walked around with them and went over the problem areas, and they began raking and mentioned they would be dropping off a trailer today. He anticipates they will be tilling the worst areas tomorrow and continuing to rake and seed tomorrow as well. Bill plans to meet with them out there at 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's from Johnny Uccini. You know, the only thing I would say is, if it's possible, put a little water on it, it's getting dry again. I mean, the water is the key to making it all grow anyway.
I think it's supposed to rain
It's supposed to
Wednesday.
rain Wednesday, got a 7% chance, so they get some of it down. I mean, that'd be a good start on it.
Yeah,
But the homeowners gotta help us out too.
let's put something on the website.
Homeowners gotta help us in the water. You know what I mean?
You can only do so much, and maybe we need to mention that to them.
I guess if we really had a good water.
Put it on the
system.
website.
No, I think everybody needs to receive up there needs to receive a letter, like an actual letter, stamped envelope, all
We can
that,
only do so
that
much.
says, you know, there's a 30-day warranty on it and they're responsible for, I mean, that's how all the other cities do it. They send an actual letter so that everybody gets the same information. I mean, I know that we've stuck notices on doors and things like that before, but that's how the other cities do it. After the 30-day warranty, it's, 30 to 90 days usually is what a lot of these smaller seeding things are. Then the resident's responsible for watering it. I mean, it's still their yard.
Yeah, put it on the
It is our
website.
right of way, but
Do that.
And tell them to tell your neighbor.
Put it on the Facebook.
Because some people don't get on it, so if you see your neighbor out,
I could reach out to some other cities and see if they've got just like a template letter that they send out.
Are they able to water right now?
Yeah,
There's
there's
water
a
in
ban.
the van.
We'll see.
Grass. Yeah, new lawns, they kind of overlook that. Okay, next item. If anybody has anything else on that?
I went down and looked at,
Parsons thing.
yep, and it was a good time to go right after the meeting, there's plenty of water flowing. I went south, no water flow. I went up to where it was coming out of his, across the street. Well, first I went to, on the west side, no water flow per se. went across the street, lots of water flowing through, looked up the way, no water flow coming that way or very little. Went on down, so at 420 101st Place where they had the new septic tank put in, and the water all sat in this corner, and there was a lot of water that came down in front of 420. We basically kicked the can down the road, and now it's down here. Nothing east of there either flowing. So,
Where's his water coming from then?
Yeah.
who's that?
Parsons.
It's coming from 420 101st Place, and basically that's it. That's where it's all coming from.
Where he.
Where the new septic tank is, and he's pumped water 24/7. Ever since that basement was put underneath there 15, well, probably 20 years ago.
Well, there's two other sump pump lines that are in that, and right next door to that place.
I looked at
So,
that
Well,
and,
you wouldn't find them because they're underground in the pipe.
well, I looked down the pipe and I dropped pebbles in there to ripple,
Oh,
and nothing would throw the ripple away. It just sat there, and
okay.
so very little, but there was some coming, but the majority is coming out of the septic and
Yeah.
out of 420, 141st Place, so.
One thing I would say is, this is a problem that could get worse years down the road.
Yeah, because of the new
Everybody's
septic.
septics are all 30+ years old, and I think when you gotta have them inspected when you sell your property, so the future owner and the seller are gonna have to replace, and then that's the only one they can replace it with. They can't hardly use any lateral fields uptown because they couldn't do it in the first place years ago, because there's small lots and trees, and it wouldn't work, so everybody's gonna have to use that $25,000 system. And that system always has water
Pumping out.
pumping out.
We got two up on our street.
Uh-huh.
Water constantly down.
Well, and the cul-de-sac, they all tied into a line that flows out the back into 4 Mile.
Mhm.
So you don't have puddles in your yard,
Mhm.
or your ditch, or wherever.
Yeah,
See, that's something we gotta look at when they start building homes around here, make sure they do something on that effect, so we don't have that water running in the ditches.
I don't know what to do now.
Well, it's just a change, he's gonna have to just, I mean, you don't have to live with it, just like we live with it down in our area. Water running through our ditches all the time.
well, it's a city right away. It's what I was kinda wondering about too. It's the city's main, or their ditch. I
Now, are we
guess.
keeping
Did
it,
we-
is that a city easement down through there?
Yeah, what is it?
No, it's city property. It's
He
deeded.
was so
Deeded to the
adamant that
city.
it was his, did we look into that in any way?
It doesn't pay
Yes.
taxes on it, it's not listed that way, on the assessor's page, it's listed as city property, he does not pay taxes on it, it is his city.
So who mows it?
I can
Or does
first-
it get-
It doesn't get mowed.
It doesn't get mowed unless it absolutely needs it.
Who
So we
You
allow
usually do
that.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do that, and right next door, Grandma Kathy, she's got some stuff that grows up, and if it gets too much, I'll whack it down. And then along the way going down, just like, I mean, last year, there's some trees that fell on the other side of, down in that way. Well, I went and picked them up, you know what I mean? That's city property.
So it
So
probably
it was-
is 60 foot of
Right.
swamp. Water was flowing. I didn't go down or trespass. I just looked down there. It looked like at least 60 foot down there, and then it goes down, and then it channels over about at the corner of the church, and then heads down John Hathaway's backyard.
So
in
then it
Catholic.
runs down through John's yard too, but he ain't complaining about it.
Well, I didn't get that far down into it. I just was street looking up there, and I could see, 50, 60 foot, almost to the church, kind of, and then it goes into John's and just rights off there at the right. But that is, it looked like it was all dirt and water traveling, so.
And we're all trying to, I mean, that's not gonna be something new, it's kinda, should have known that going into, covered all the ditches up, it's gonna keep running a little better.
Well, and at the time, we didn't know that house would be sold and they'd have to put in that septic tank there. So that was unforeseen,
Yep.
project that added to
The amount of water.
a lot. It's the majority of the water is probably from the septic, I think.
Well, you have to assume that anybody else that needs to either replace their septic or sells their house is probably gonna go to that system, and that's what the county sanitarian has said, yes, you can run it into the stormwater, that is 100% legal. That's the way that they did it, you know, so.
So we might have to
You
look
gotta
at,
assume that
I
there's
see a
gonna
lot of places where they have that kind of traveling water, they go in there and in a dry, yes, and they troughed it.
Yep.
So that it's not dirt,
Just
I was thinking the same thing just now, concrete trough down through there, just, so it knows where it's.
and then that daily traveling water just goes down through there and then right into the, inlet at Third Street.
Yep.
Underneath.
So I was thinking just like the same thing, this is.
Yeah, but we can cross that when
Yeah.
3 or 4 more, and it becomes a,
A bigger problem.
yeah, because then it'll be in the back of John's, and
Yeah.
then it'll be the bug problem like what you guys are talking about, and the bald spot in the yard, and on rainy deals, now it's actually eroding people's, yeah, it becomes a situation, so that's that.
we want to be good neighbors.
Didn't we talk about that when we was talking about that stormwater project, the topo drawing from John's drain, clear up there where that garage is? Cause the ground's just about perfectly flat and level. There's no elevation change there. They should have done that drawing and graded that out back then. And we sat here and talked about it.
And the way I took it, it wasn't gonna be a problem.
The engineer brought multiple things to the council. And it was decided not to change the original drawing because it was like an increase of a couple $100,000 to underground pipe in there. And the way that they graded that out, they took shots, they took all their elevation shots and everything, and it should, hypothetically, flow.
Famous last words, hypothetically should work.
With the pipe we used and the coverage, you gotta have it for field, coverage, it was over 2 foot, it wouldn't work.
It must be flowing.
From that 4th Street down to 3rd Street, it wouldn't have worked. You don't have coverage. I don't see it.
I suggested opening that up, regrading the whole thing.
As it comes out of underneath the road or all the way through John's?
All the way over to John's place, start the flow line at the bottom of John's drain going across the street there. Back to the east, up there by the garage,
Yep.
where we put that extended pipe alongside that garage. Regrade all that. And make it so you can mow it, maintain it.
Well, truth be known, that water flow in that pipe that comes out there on 4th Street is closer to that garage than the other garage up at 5th Street. It is way closer. I don't think there's 2 foot
That's when we
off the
added,
back, 2 to 3 foot, I'd say. That's how close that water is there.
and we always add more pipe if you had to.
But I don't think it's all gonna work, because you gotta have coverage, and you're not gonna get the coverage over that pipe for the warranty of it.
No, because he had to put anchors down to keep the pipe from floating. So,
As of right now, the water must be flowing all the way through John's house and back there, because if it wasn't, I'm sure John would be up here, or he'd be stopping.
Once it hits the grass,
All he wants is the grass in the front, but until that starts ponding in someone's backyard, you know, Mike's problem, I think we let it ride until we get this grass thing figured out, and then
Yep.
go from there.
I don't think it's being used as anything, it's just a eyesore or whatever you wanna call it. It's not jeopardizing children or play area or,
It's just something new to him,
yeah.
seeing water back there running
Yeah.
all the time.
And when your lawnmower gets stuck,
That's never a good thing.
that'll be like either. Okay, Got that. Next item on the agenda is the emergency management tornado siren testing. The time
Let's do
change.
the website first.
Yeah.
Let's do the website first.
Whoa, I'm sorry, city website, Bueller and Lake.
Garrett went through the website and I was on my phone and we looked at things and they were all pretty much normal. He did make some changes to them. When you look at it on your phone, I think it looks prettier, but it was nothing like Mike was talking about where things were different, so. We just cleaned them up and it looks great.
Sounds good to me.
And then the time change is emergency management wants to change the test for the tornado sirens to the first Tuesday of the month, because that's when the National Weather Service tests at 11 a.m.
First Tuesday of the month?
Yes, and that will not start, they'll vote on it in August and it would not start until January.
And you said it'd be at 11 o'clock?
Yes.
That kind of bar.
It's just a 10.
What kind of creatures of old habit here?
They would do that during the school year, or
Yes.
they would?
Yeah.
What's the school like?
I can tell you, teachers could be doing a lot more drills.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That might be, yeah. Okay, is there anything else anybody wants to bring to the table? Good summer so far? Yes, sir.
Are we doing it, you working on contracts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, it's that room.
The one just like last year is fine, right? You worried in?
Yeah, I'd like that more definition.
Yeah. I like that.
Our definitions of what?
Just a better definition of, because you've got 3 different categories of leave. Which,
Okay.
yeah, we'll just come up with some definitions.
Want me to stop in?
What exactly is that? I'm just curious what exactly that means.
I just think we need more definition as to when each applies. Because most employers have got to pay time off, so you don't have to differentiate between. Because you have, yeah, because you have sick leave, you have vacation, you have family leave, and you get different days for each one.
Okay. It just sounds like I'm coming in out of that conversation. I didn't know that there was, the only thing I knew was what the council had voted to change, so I just want to make sure that
Yeah, it's not gonna be anything, just all
they're
clarify.
rolling it all into a specific.
No, I think you guys voted to do the 3 different kinds of leave.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, everything on that paper we passed.
Yeah.
Only thing I was concerned about is the wording of job names, and what their title was and their,
Okay.
as far as what Sherry's title is and what her duties are, what she can do, what she can't do.
Was that new, is the job duties?
Well, no, I wasn't here when it was voted in, so I don't know exactly what her job duties are. I know I had people talk to me about it.
Okay.
So that's just kind of what I was, that Scott can help me out on it.
It was never decided.
Never decided.
Never decided. It was to be sent to work session, I believe.
You know, I guess someone was just worried about Sherry being his boss. You know, that's kind of what her job is, her job name is. So I guess that's something what we'll discuss it when the thing happened.
I'm not on the council. Look at me.
Well, Logan,
It was never brought to my attention when I was on the council that Sherry would ever be Logan's boss. That was never part of any discussion that was ever had.
This is basically a job
I
name.
think it was maybe assumed, but it was never discussed that that's how it would be.
So I guess that's what the discussion I hear from.
So what does the council want? Is Sherry Logan's boss, or?
I wouldn't think so. It's too small of a city. He needs to be in charge of his stuff, she needs to be in charge of her stuff, and work together, but we don't need, bosses for 2 people.
Yep. That's what I say too.
You know, I guess I'm the guy who's right in the middle of that. And because they both answer to me and they call me all the time, this, and that, you know, constantly, many times a week. And I always, and they know this, it's teamwork. You know, not necessarily bossing you or bossing this or that, it's teamwork. I want you both to have good communication and teamwork and run the city. You don't necessarily have to call me all the time. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. I mean, and there's times where, yeah, you can call me and, you know, whatever, but the main thing I stress to them is teamwork, work together.
And
I don't want any controversies. I said we work together.
And I think if you put someone in charge of someone else, you're taking away your teamwork element. A team is not a boss of one or the other. A team is collaborative.
Exactly.
So
That's the way I like it.
basically she assumed the name, but not the job duties that go with it.
No, yeah, I just
So
want,
that's
because they gotta
why
spend
we need to
money.
work that in there.
You know, you gotta spend money, they gotta ask a question of each other, you know, and get their, they gotta work together on this stuff, you know, and I mean, it's just one of those things. You don't need to call, I don't want to call the lawyer all the time because I think you charge. You charge. And I don't want to call the accountants all the time. Between the two of them, they can figure out what the answers, what the right answers are. And if they can't, then they can run it by me and then we'll attach it, you know. But I just want them to work together and, you know, when somebody goes off, day off, or you gotta go do something, that they report to each other so that everybody knows what they're doing. Both of them know exactly what the other one's doing, and they work together. That's all I can say. Keeps everybody happy.
I'll review it that way.
When you review it that, I mean, would the council agree with me?
Yep.
I just gotta put it out there and say it, like,
It's work.
so we've had that conversation before,
Mhm.
but Sherry's job is Sherry's job. I don't need to butt into whatever she's doing. My job is my job. If I need help, I'll come to Sherry. If Sherry needs help, she'll come to me. She'll send me a text, hey, I need you to come up here and do this or that or the other thing. I don't think there needs to be,
I don't even know about, you just work together. That's
Well-
great. It's worked well, and I wanna keep it that way.
that's perfectly fine, but what you were describing was, hey, you want us to, you know,
Check with each other.
check with each other before we do anything. That's not,
Well, you know, if it's something that's pretty earth shaking, yeah, I want you to check with each other, you know, but minor stuff, I mean, just do your job, that's all. You know, that's all I ask.
It is helpful if I know what projects you're working on, so when the bills come and I know what bucket to put it in.
yeah, well,
No,
no, yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the money, you
I
know,
think we
getting
do a
the
pretty good
credit
job of
card
that,
and
you and I.
buying this and buying that, and you need to talk it out. And I know that you talk to Bill and Lauren and those kinds of things, you know, that come up. That's good. I think everything's working, I'm happy. Everything worked pretty good. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but
All I'm doing is relaying the message that was brought to me.
you good. And that's that's where you bring it
So
right
we need
here.
to solve it, I said we're doing it, so we get it right this time. We're not gonna worry about it.
Yep, I do a performance review every year. We sit down and I have them do their performance review, and then I look at it, and then I do one, and
We do one on you?
I've asked them, but they won't do it, you know, but.
No, he doesn't want.
And you know what, I don't care, if you guys wanna do a performance review on me, have at it. It's fine.
No,
It's just fine, you know, but, cause, you know, I'm not the smartest bulb in the room, you know, and I just wanna work together and keep everything happy. That big audit the state did with us was fantastic. It shows that the city is being run well, and finances are good. Everything is there, you know, you couldn't ask for more Motion to adjourn.
Sure.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?